Yes, we are live. Welcome back, my dear friends. This is Vishnupriya, and this is my 79 episode number for Zero Point Healing Show. So, just to let you know a little bit about Zero Point Healing itself, it's a web directory that I built for holistic healing practitioners. And this particular work of holistic healing, I started off few years back when I got to learn about law of attraction and all the spiritual awakening stuff, and it got really interested. I got really interested in that, and I started getting certified in multiple different healing modalities myself. And after I went through 5 to 6 different modalities, I was like, wow, each modality has its own true power to open us up and into showing me different possibilities in my life. And it also kind of helped me move through different steps, and it helped me grow so much in such a short span of time. So that's where the interest, the passion came in. And today I have kind of built this platform, which I said is it's a web directory for all sorts of healing modalities. There are about 50 different healing modalities on Zero Point Healing today. And there are a lot of different practitioners, healers, and facilitators. So if you are a holistic healing practitioner yourself, I welcome you to zeropointhealing.com, and you can register yourself. And if you're interested in one such interview with me, you can apply for that as well. All right, so that's it about my short introduction here. I'm now moving on to my beautiful guest here. Welcome, LeeAnn. Thank you so much for coming to my show. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started. I see that you're certified in emotion code and essential oils and so much more. So tell us, take us through your journey of life.
So my journey started, growing up, I struggled with emotions and that kind of stuff. And then I was an athlete, and I got injured in one of my half marathons and ended up having a double knee surgery that I didn't come back from, which was my introduction into essential oils and using essential oils to help support my body in its natural healing. And from there, I wanted to learn more about the science. So I became involved in becoming an essential oil coach and learning, how they work naturally to support our body. And I'm also a domestic violence survivor and was going through traditional counseling, but I would reoccurring everything. We'd fix it, or I would think it was fixed, and it would show up again. And so on my journey of self-discovery, I too came on the law of attraction and Carol Tuttle and Louise Hayes and all these, Dwayne Dreyer and all these other spiritual teachers that brought me to this journey. And then I was introduced to emotion code. And I started doing emotion code for myself and my family, started sharing it, and a friend said, you need to be doing this. So I started doing the courses and became a certified emotion code practitioner so that I can support others on their journey of health and wellness through natural solutions, through the essential oils, as well as using emotion code. And it's been such a huge blessing to me and my family. And I love being able to support others through that as well.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So do you want to kind of share a little bit about your professional kind of background and what made you take that decision of, yes, I want to pursue this as a career?
So my professional background was in a completely different field. I worked for a small family production studio, and I was in their marketing department and helped run their website. And I was kind of doing this a little bit on the side, and it honestly felt like a calling, if lack of a better word, is that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm passionate about. I love helping people find natural ways to heal because I've already been through the traditional way of healing and didn't feel complete, if that makes sense. And so this is where it brought me, is to being full in on my own business and being able to bring what I've learned to others and to be able to support my fellow man and brothers and sisters, basically.
That's so nice, so beautiful. So now let's get into the topic of today, which is using emotion code and essential oils and how you kind of combine them both to support health and wellness in general. So first, let's talk about emotion code. So tell us a little bit about emotion code itself, what it is and what it consists of, and how it can actually help us change and transform our lives.
So emotion code is a way of unlocking the subconscious mind. So it is an actual code that consists of 2 columns and 6 rows, and in each of those quadrants is 5 emotions. And we use muscle testing. So if we are doing a session and we are remote like we are now, then I become proxy for the person I'm working with, and I muscle test on my own self, and a yes and a no. So yes holds, no opens. When I'm testing on someone else, we use their own body where they hold their arm out and I muscle test on their arm. If they can hold their arm out straight and strong, then it's a yes. And if it drops, it's a no. There's also other ways of getting those yes and no answers with a pendulum or other methods, you know, where you're pressing down on your fingers to muscle test. I just find that this one works best when you're muscle testing in proxy, because they can actually see what's actually happening with a yes answer and a no answer. So that is how we kind of determine, and then we ask yes and no questions. Is it in column A? Is it in column B? Is it an odd row? Is it an even? To dial down into which quadrant that you're in. And then we go through each of those 5 emotions to find out which one is affecting the body. So the emotions can affect us physically and emotionally. So it's a trapped emotion, but there's a great book that talks about the body and how feelings buried alive never die, you know? So we kind of stuff our emotions into the different pieces of our body, trying to protect ourselves. And that then sometimes manifests as a physical element. It can manifest as a pain in the body somewhere. It can manifest as a headache. It can, you know, or you can just feel stuck. Like, have you ever just felt stuck in an area of your life, you know, and that area just isn't moving forward? Well, there might be some trapped emotions that are there trying to keep you safe. So this is just like unlocking them. Then we use a magnet over the governing meridian, and the governing meridian goes from the bottom of your upper lip up and over down through the spine, through the end of the root chakra. And so any part of that governing meridian, you can run the magnet and clear those blocked emotions.
Wow, you said the emotion in just a few minutes, so that's so amazing. So I just want to kind of review all that you said. So this is a wonderful healing modality that I found myself, and it was like when I first found it, I was like, wow, this is exactly what can raise our vibration, so to speak. It can release these emotions out, and it can open up new options and opportunities. And of course, from law of attraction, we all have learned that, you know, we are attracting to ourselves the vibration that which we are vibrating out. So if there are so many different, especially these emotions, the 60 different emotions that you said about, you know, the anger, the frustration, the grief, and the worry, if these are the things that are stuck in our energy field, then obviously we are attracting more of those emotions into our life. And when I learned about all of these law of attraction and, you know, our energy field and how these emotions are getting stuck and this is creating our reality and all of that. And then later I find emotion code. I was like, wow, what other direct method have we got to release these emotions out? And especially when I have done the sessions as well, you know, it goes into the inherited. So maybe that is something you can tell us about as well, the inherited or the past lives. And, you know, we are kind of bringing the baggage along with us when we are born. So tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, some of the things that we can uncover are actually generational, passed on through our DNA. So, you know, our cells have memory, and we are created from cells from our parents. and they pass that along. And so it's interesting how sometimes as we're doing it, it doesn't feel like it feels like we need to ask more questions. So sometimes we'll ask clarifying questions in the session. Do we need to know more? Is this generational? Does it come from the mother? Does it come from the father? And I've done some sessions where people are like, well, I don't even know any of my ancestors. You don't need to know, but energetically it came with you, so we can clear it. So when it's for ourselves, we run the magnet 3 times. When we're clearing it for something that's generational, we run it 10 times. So that we're kind of like peeling back the layers of those generations and releasing it for them. So like I said, our body has memory, our cells have memory, and it can be ours. It can be, actually, you can absorb it from a close family member or a friend. You know, if you're empathetic to someone, you can actually take on some of the emotions that they're trapping, and you can trap them in yourself unbeknownst to you. So I have also experienced clearing for people that they took on an emotion from their spouse or from one of their children, or, you know, like we said, generational. So the body also, the subconscious mind is amazing. And energetically, it knows exactly what you need to clear in the right order. So sometimes you'll be working on one section and your body's like, nope, I don't want to do that. That's not what we're working on today. And you jump to something else. So often you're like, oh, I have a pain in my back. I want to work on that. And your body's like, nope, you need to deal with this first.
Yes, and one other thing that I love about emotion code as well is that it's not about discovering these emotions, but it also helps us understand where these emotions have come from. For example, in sessions, you know, it might be, okay, grief. We identify it's grief that is stuck, that is trapped. And then we also see, okay, which age did this happen? What exactly happened at that time? Was it absorbed from somebody else during the event? It can be mother, father. And in some of my sessions, it was like, okay, age 7, this particular thing, it happened in school, it happened with your friends. At times, of course, the subconscious asks for more details for us to understand where exactly it has happened. And then there is this aha moment. It's like, oh yeah, now I remember when I was in school in the first grade, there was this fight that was happening with my friend, and I was feeling resentment, I was feeling anger, and that get releases. And it's so amazing to see how, you know, somebody else, you know, when I'm working with a practitioner, some other part of the world, they are able to use the muscle test and tell me exactly at the age of 7, you got anger with your friends. What was it? And I'm like, wow, how did you know that?
The other cool thing is, though, is you don't even have to know completely.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to recall the incident, and you can still release it, and it still then, it improves your energetic field, it improves your overall well-being. And that, I think, is one of the things that drew me most to emotion code. Is in traditional counseling, it was, well, what happened? Okay, well, what happened? Well, what happened? And it brought everything heavy. And this is bringing everything lighter and uplifting and releasing rather than stacking more on.
That's correct. So now let's talk about the essential oil part of things, which I believe the combination that you've made out of emotion core and essential oil is so unique and so amazing that it also kind of works hand on hand together. So tell us about I see that you're certified essential oils coach as well. So tell us
Yep.
about that experience and how essential oils can actually help us in this journey of healing.
Perfect. So I am certified through the American Association of Drugless Practitioners as an essential oil coach. And essential oils are naturally occurring in nature, and they come from different parts of plants. It can come from the fruit, from the rind, it can come from the roots, it can come from the bark of the trees, the petals of the flowers. And these essential oils are the natural defense of the plants. And that's how they work to support our bodies. They work symbiotically with our bodies so that our bodies can do what they need to do. And one of the greatest resources that I have found that I really love is this book called Essential Emotions, and then another one is a workbook, and it's the Modern Essential Emotions. This, and what they do is they kind of tell us what properties emotionally these oils have to support us as we go through the journey. And so I've been using essential oils for almost 10 years. And so it's then as I started to do the emotion code, I realized how intertwined they are. That as we find a stuck emotion, or if we find stuff that is showing up in our bodies, we can then support us in the processing days by using essential oils to help us reverse or to redirect our minds to a different way. And I choose only to use doTERRA essential oils because of their purity and potency. Aromatherapy has been studied for a very long time. And aromatherapy works by the scent molecules going into our olfactory system to the two little glands in the back in our heads called our amygdalas. And those amygdalas send messages to our nervous system and then to our lymphatic system, our limbic system, not lymphatic, limbic system, to regulate our emotions. And so it's a neurodisruptor. So as you open a bottle, and I have a bottle of peppermint here, as you open the bottle, it instantly goes in and it just changes whatever's taking place for you. It disrupts what's taking place, and its properties then help you to get through whatever emotion that you may be going through. So like, or I just breathed in peppermint, and peppermint, I just want to read you just a couple of things that it kind of helps with. It is the oil of a buoyant heart. So if you're having heartache, smelling peppermint can bring joy and buoyancy to your heart and soul. And so that's how essential oils work to support our emotions. And so there are many essential oils, and doTERRA has many blends that are specifically created to support our emotions aromatically.
Wow, that's so amazing. And I really like the information that you said to me about, how different essential oils work on different aspects of things. For example, you said an oil for the abundance and another oil for different things. So maybe that can help as well to our viewers if you want to share.
So one of my favorite oils to use on a regular basis in my home, and I also use it on my sacral chakra because that's like our creative center, is wild orange. Wild orange is the oil of abundance and creativity. Who doesn't want more abundance and creativity in their life, right? The other thing you can do is with doTERRA essential oils, they put the nutrition facts on the bottle if you can take them internally. So you can add a drop or two of the wild orange directly into your water so that you're also getting the benefits of that internally. And essential oils are also support in removing the toxins from our bodies as we're drinking. And so it's kind of like a double benefit, right? You're bringing abundance and creativity topically, emotion, or aromatically, because you're smelling it as you're applying it, and then by drinking it. So I love those benefits.
Yes, and that's so amazing. Essential oils, something that it's not really, the healing modalities that we use. It's something different coming from a total different background of aromatherapy and how it can actually heal us by just smelling it or drinking, having it on our water. So that's so amazing. And this is the first time I'm actually hearing so much about essential oils as well. All along the ways I have heard the term essential oils, but I never knew what exactly it can help us do in our life. So that's so beautiful. So now going back into how you blend things and how you do the sessions with your clients, can you tell a little bit about how long each session that you provide might last and what exactly is happening within the session?
So I offer two different types of sessions. I offer just a straight emotion code session. Actually, I offer three because I offer just an essential oil session, just an emotion code session, or a combination of the two, depending on where people want the session to go. They can be a half an hour, or they can be an hour long. And first, the first session is getting a little bit to know the person so that I can connect in with them energetically, because I need to connect in energetically to be able to do the muscle testing for them. And then it is addressing the areas that they first feel like they have those concerns. And we kind of check on severity and where the body wants to go first. And then we go through the session. And if it's a combined session, then I go through recommendations, or sometimes the recommendation will show up with a specific emotion. So as we're going down and, maybe the emotion that shows up is grief. And then lime is the oil of the zest of life. And it really helps us with overcoming grief. And so I may, and again, it's all energetic. So it's depending on how the session goes, I may feel like, okay, for the next 3 days, you need to do a drop of lime on your heart, or you need to inhale it 3 times a day. And so I really go off of whatever energetically I'm feeling for the specific client. So no 2 sessions actually look alike, because it is so custom to the client and what they need energetically and what they are open to.
Sure. So how do you explain, like, what kind of issues or what kind of problems can be addressed with the sessions with you in general, with these beautiful emotion code and the essential oils that you're doing? So give us maybe a few examples of maybe just how you have worked with, some of your clients might have come to you for different kind of issues and problems. So give us some examples of that.
Some examples are emotional trauma, right? Something's happened. Like I said, I came to this modality because I'm a domestic violence survivor, and that trauma of the reoccurring nightmares that I was having, and since going through, now it took several sessions, it's been probably 6 months where I haven't had the reoccurring nightmares on a nightly basis, and then probably a month or 2 since I've actually had one at all. And so I love supporting trauma and being able to help clear that, but it can be physical. It can be, all right, I sprained my ankle. Is there a trapped emotion in there that caused it? Or, so it can be physical, it can be relational, relationship problems. I'm struggling in my marriage, I'm struggling with my children. Anything that happens in life, there's generally emotion that goes along with it. And so your body knows exactly what we need to clear and in the order we need to clear it. So you may not even know that there's an issue with a certain emotion or a problem. And we can just kind of see where your body goes. So the sky's the limit when it comes to emotion code, because we are emotional beings. Everything we experience in life, there's an emotion that goes with it.
Exactly. And would you like to kind of share as well a little bit about, maybe some of the results that your clients might have got after going through a session with you?
Yeah. So I just have one that I pulled up, and it's from Jennifer, and it says, I'm a certified mindset mentor. I have studied and practiced meditation for years, and I'm able to coach and teach others how to quiet their minds and create a better life. Even with all my training, I hit a wall and could not seem to get through it. I was skeptical, but after one emotion code session with LeeAnn, I felt a shift. I felt different, lighter. As soon as we finished, I asked when I could do it again. Whenever I start to feel like I am struggling to keep my mind right, I call and get a session with LeeAnn. She's helped me deal with negative emotions so I can move forward and have a more productive life.
Wow, that's so beautiful and rightly said, where, the emotion code session, unlike other healing sessions as well, it's like immediately there is that shift happening. We might come into a session feeling really heavy or feeling any kind of negative emotions of fear, anger, frustration. And right after the session itself, it lightens up so much. It is like, oh wow, it feels like I've had a boost or something. It immediately provides that boost of energy. But as well, I have also seen emotion code sessions in general have, it kind of builds up a little bit and starts changing the reality as well. So personally, I have done sessions for, for example, money blocks. That was something that we worked on today as well. So right before we started the interview, LeeAnn actually kind of offered to do a short mini session for me. And what we did was, I had like a couple of physical issues as well as a little bit of money blocks I wanted to work on. And she tested on the scale of 1 to 10, where each of these issues kind of lay at this time in my life. And then we got like a 10 on money blocks. And then she started releasing the emotions, and there were 2, 3 emotions that we were able to release. So when she did the muscle testing, it went to grief, for example. And I remember another one, which is the overwhelm. So she kind of found from the chart while doing it, the muscle testing, that it is overwhelm. And I started laughing. I was like, overwhelm has been with me throughout my life since I was born. And then she tested if it is mine or if it was inherited, and it came to be inherited. So that explained to me why I felt that kind of overwhelm, as I said, throughout my life. And then we found that it came from 4 generations back, and then we released it using the magnets. So it was really, it really felt that something heavy is being lifted off. And it's so amazing how such emotions, and especially for me, I really feel energetically a bit, being the healer that I am. So when something is like releasing, it feels like as if something is going out from me. So it was a wonderful session. So thank you so much for that as well.
You're welcome. Thank you for allowing me to work with you.
Yes, that's so beautiful. So here it is, my dear viewers. If you would like to book a session with LeeAnn, you can just click the link below. We have LeeAnn's link right below this video, and you can book a session with her. Also, we also have a 10% off discount coupon code for you just for watching this interview. And the coupon code is 0 point. When you contact LeeAnn, you can say that you found her from 0 point, and she will give you this 10% off the discount as well. Any final words, my dear?
I just want to open up the discussion. If there's any questions you have, please comment below, and I'm happy to answer any questions and be able to walk you through what I can do to support you in your healing journey. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Sure. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful session, and thank you for all the information that you have shared, especially the essential oils one. That was fantastic. So I'm going to buy myself one, as you have recommended as well. So during the money block session, she also kind of gave me this tip that I can use. Was it wild orange?
Wild orange for creativity and abundance.
Abundance, sure.
So one last thing too, we offer free essential oil classes. They're posted in my events, and those are free to come and learn about the various ways that you can use essential oils to support your overall life. So
wow, that's amazing. So there goes another bonus offer for us. So if anybody is interested, you can contact her and book the event for you as well. Thank you so much, LeeAnn. It was a wonderful experience, and thank you for sharing all of that.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yes, and my dear viewers, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe and share this video with anybody whom you feel that this can help. Again, if there's somebody going through emotional trauma or any kind of physical issues, you can do share this video with them, and there is hope. There is so much possibilities with which they can improve their lives. Any friends, family you know of, please do share with them. Thank you for all your support. I'm going to see you in my next show. Bye-bye.